One of the reasons why I am so intimately involved in the human trafficking fight, and of course the fight to end human trafficking, is because of the prevailing problem in the Tampa Bay area.
Well, Bridging Freedom was a project that our company decided to get involved with. And when I first came on board, I was appalled at what I was hearing for the fact that I didn't think this kind of stuff happened in our country.
I met Laura Hamilton at a restaurant back in 2014. I noticed a t-shirt that she was wearing, and I didn't understand what it said, so I just asked her to read it. And she told me what it was, and I wanted immediately to be involved in what that was.
There was no doubt in our minds that we wanted to be able to give back to our community when the opportunity exists for that to happen. But in this instance, this was earth-shattering to realize it's happening here.
I think it might have been a calling. My wife, Cookie, and I were out for a walk in downtown Tampa, came across a park that had the event for Bridging Freedom, and just had a desire, just had an interest of really doing the first thing and find out information about the organization. There were people handing out pieces of information, and for some reason it just very much attracted us to the mission, the people. The truth of it is we really became committed at that point.
As a founding board member with Bridging Freedom, I go back to 2010 when I first met Laura Hamilton. And Laura had a vision, and she wanted to get that vision going, so she asked me to join the board, and I was more than happy to do that.
I had a wonderful and unique opportunity to live down the street and see how hard Laura works at this. The devotion, the passion that she has to her mission and her vision are like nothing I have ever witnessed before.
Human trafficking is a huge problem in the United States, with the United States being one of the largest consumers of human trafficking victims in the world. That really, really makes my blood boil.
Definitely a big part is we need to raise awareness so that we can prevent girls from being trafficked. And then from there, we need Tampa to understand, to be able to recognize a child that's being trafficked so that we can rescue them and bring them healing and the restoration that they need.
It's a shame that this isn't more well known to the public of what's actually happening in our backyard. And I think that there are enough good people in our neighborhood that would be very willing and eager to help out when this sort of crisis is happening in and around our neighborhood, our friends, our family, and our community.
My husband and I are both volunteers in the Guardian Ad Litem program. And we know through statistics that approximately 60 to 70% of the children that get caught up in sex trafficking come out of the foster care system.
One of the largest, most prevalent needs is victim services. That's where Bridging Freedom comes in. Laura made up her mind that we need to not just talk about the problem, we got to do something about it.
We're offering an opportunity to create a wellness center for them, a place of healing that occurs within the private realm of the spaces that we're providing for them, the space that they haven't typically had, where they'll be able to have their own room, their own bathing areas. The overall campus concept then spills out from the front door onto a front porch that links the community together.
The lodge is going to be a place for celebrations and birthdays and Christmases and any kind of special thing that they probably missed out on in their childhood, and they'll get to experience that there.
Well, I see the benefits with the design that we're going through that will provide a safe haven for these young girls who have been tortured, if you would say that word, and gives them an environment to get them back into society.
This campus will be unto itself in a way that no other treatment facility offers. The treatments that will be offered to these girls will be treatments that are specifically for the types of crime that they've been through, that they have been victims of.
We're trying to reintroduce them to their childhood that they have not lived. Things that we've done for our children or our grandchildren, where we put them through art, music, horse riding, that type of thing that they have not been able to experience in their childhood. So with this campus, we're providing them a safe, secure environment for them to get reintroduced into today's world. And that's why I am with Bridging Freedom.
We will be able to have this campus built for the girls to come and find healing and restoration and be able to start a new life and just be able to be the woman that she was meant to be. And just not have to be a part of such a horrible, horrible life that I can't even begin to imagine.
These victims who have been victimized, some of them for years, some of those multiple times every single night, 365 days a year, that the recovery and restoration of those victims was not going to be a short-term issue, it's a long-term issue.
We know what a damaging crime this is. The damage from it can last a lifetime if not treated properly.
So Laura said, let's put together an effort that we can take these victims who have been victimized, who have been put in such a horrendous condition, and let's bring restoration and healing to those victims, and thus bridging freedom. And so now the question then becomes, what can you do to help? It may be as simple as picking up the phone if you see something that don't look right, picking up the phone and calling the national hotline. The Polaris Project, which runs the national hotline, 888-3737-888, making that call could actually save the life of a victim who's in need of somebody that'll step into the gap.
And I think the best way people can help today is committing to what we would call the Freedom League. An opportunity, as my wife and I did that Saturday, to actually commit to $7,000 a year for 7 years as an opportunity to really get in at the beginning through the Freedom League and then all the way through the construction and the opening of the campus.
As we go on, we need to raise more and more money. There's ongoing expenses. Yes, we have some money coming in from the state, but that's not going to cover everything. We need you, and we hope that you will join us in our effort.
Get on our website, get on bridgingfreedom.org. Call me, ask anybody how to get involved, and I'm sure you're going to help the life of a young girl.
The fight against human trafficking is going to require each one of us, good men and women, to say enough is enough, and to get so adamant with our response to say not here, not now, not ever. All together, we make a difference.